Well, hello, and welcome to Stop Let's Team Up, episode 110, Justice League United. I'm here with Kirby, and we're just going to have a chat about the Jeff Lemire Justice League series, Justice League United. How you doing, Kirby?
I'm doing really well, Ross. Thank you for bringing me on board for this.
Well, it's your fault. So you were reading it and posting pictures of it because Legion related stuff, and I went, oh shit, I have it. I've had those books for 5 years. I should read the Jeff Lemire Justice League. It has a lot of characters I like, so I did.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, okay, now I need to talk about it on the show because I have thoughts. How about you?
So this is what it feels like to make someone else read something. Yeah.
Payback's a bitch. That's all.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, no. So, overall, I'm not. It's I think I'd be more angry that I loved it, and I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was. I mean, I read it in 3 days, and I don't really do that. If it had been bad,
oh yeah,
I would have paused. There were a couple pauses. They were quick because but overall, it was entertaining. I mean, why did you get it just to be a Justice League completist, or was it because?
Okay. So and I double checked on something real quick. When this book was first coming out, this was at the point I was buying the least amount of stuff from DC. All I was getting was Aquaman and Swamp Thing on a monthly basis.
Is that who's writing Swamp Thing?
I want to say it was not Lemire. It was God. I want to say. Oh, this is gonna drive me. It might have been Venditti at that time. I'll have to double check.
Venditti wrote Swamp Thing?
I am pretty sure it's him. I am double checking right now. So if you folks hear a couple of clicks, sorry about that. But
I mean, this was in here. This was the New 52, and I had no interest in Jeff Johns' Jim Lee Justice League. I didn't care. I didn't. I was like, I couldn't read the.
It was Charles Soule who was writing Swamp Thing at the time.
Not Charles Soule.
That makes more sense. Yeah,
that makes more sense than Venditti.
Yeah,
I mean, I like Venditti, but it would have been.
Yeah, I like Venditti, but it's one of those. That was wrong and it sounded wrong. I just wanted to stop it. So I remember this coming out, and I remember it's like I like Lemire, I like a lot of the characters, but I'm just all the New 52ness of it going on was just not my bag. So I kind of skipped it at the time, and then I found these for the entire series for $0.25 each. So I picked it up because it was $0.25 each.
Yeah, they did this, and they had a flag. They did 52 covers or something for number one.
So this was preceded by Justice League of America series by I think that was also Johns, and they did 50,
that was Johns and Hitch. I think it's when Lee left and they kind of it got better.
it did because that first issue, which I also got when the same time I got these, it had the West Virginia cover, and my store ordered them at the time, but we got all Nebraska covers, so.
Nebraska? Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess this was to expand it a bit and bring in other people, and, I mean, Lemire has a good reputation by this, and Mike McCone, I mean.
Yeah.
So, I didn't read it, but I got it, and I never read it, and then I sold that part of my collection. It was like, Jesus, I'm never going to read. I'm like 150 issues behind on Justice League. Or, it was something I've seen. Because Snyder stuff was
that was a slog.
I don't know if I'll ever be able to read it. I mean, I really hate to say it. I find it immensely I find that era in DC continuity immensely unsavory. It's just not. There's nothing engaging me because it's the absolute no rule of continuity, and we're gonna get to that later in this thing. Where it's just you're just throwing shit on a page.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying that this book does it as a whole. I'm just saying Scott Snyder's Justice League. It was like a bitch about this to Dave yesterday when we were recording. The folks, it'll be the episode before this. It's just. I can't even remember now. There is just something about this era of comics.
like I said, the only thing I'm reading is Aquaman and Swamp Thing.
Yeah, you're reading. See, you're not reading Johns' Justice League, which you would think, oh, he did JSA so well, I'd read the team book. It's like, no.
Oh man, I bailed out of his Justice League like almost immediately.
Yeah. Well, so you know what I think is he is a better solo. I think his solo comic character books are better than his Justice Society run is one of the great comic super team runs of all time. It is near fucking perfect, and he left right at the right time. Mm-hmm. And he left no gas in the tank because people behind him were like, didn't know what to do.
Yeah, I'll kind of defend the Willingham and Sturgis run a bit, but yeah, no,
that's not. No, it's way better. I like Mark Guggenheim. He can write a good comic. His Justice Society is unreadable.
It's dog shit.
It's just a diaper pail without diapers, just the shit in it. So, but yeah, what did you think when you finally you read it like I did, just read it?
Yeah, because I took my birthday and the past week I've been on vacation all off, so I'm like, you know what, this is a good time to read. Like I said, just got off work order. Let's just dive right into it. And I'm like, so two things. I really like a lot of the characters in this lineup, but also for the Justice League, a series that did not have a regular black member until like the 80s. This might be the whitest lineup of the league as a whole, because you got like 4 blonde-haired, blue-eyed.
It is quite people. Aryan. I didn't even notice it. I mean, you have Equinox is a native.
She's Cree. Yeah.
She's Cree, so she's an indigenous.
Yeah, and I like. That is a character.
That's not my biggest peeve. Okay, we'll get through. Yeah, I think you're right. It is. I like the grouping, and I do like the characterizations.
Yes.
I think Buddy's good. I don't know what happened because I didn't read that Animal Man. But was that Lemire's Animal Man where his son died?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I have that on my shelf.
Yep.
The next cheaper one I'm gonna get is Morrison's Animal Man is coming out in a compendium the same size as the omnibus.
Oh, so, shoot. I'll begin that too.
Yeah, I'm gonna get in the compendium and I'm gonna read it before I read the other one. So I like the characterizations. But this is a new continuity. So Ollie's different, and I don't.
Adam Strange.
Adam Strange. This is
I fucking hate
the retcon.
This Adam Strange costume.
I don't mind the costume. It's the retcon shit that Elena is human. That's fucking
that's
terrible.
Too.
She's a great character. Why fucking change it?
Yeah. I don't know.
This is one of these things. Well, we're going to do new continuity, and Adam Strange is going to start at the beginning of the new continuity. You fucked up. This is not Adam Strange. Just make him a new Captain Comet or something.
Exactly.
It's a terrible retcon.
Yep. And look, again, to the costume, Adam Strange has it's a goofy 50s sci-fi costume. That's half the fucking fun of Adam Strange. And you got all this extra lines and things, and I hate it.
I actually think,
I don't mind the helmet, but everything else is there's nothing recognizable about it.
I like the version Alana wears. It looks good on her because it's the first time she gets a costume.
Yep.
And I like Equinox's costume when she comes.
I do too, and I wish she had. I can't remember the last time, if ever, I've seen her past this, and it's like you could definitely be doing some cool stuff with her.
Oh yeah, she'd be a good fit for almost any team book. Put her in Justice Society or something. Yeah. Maybe Lemire, you created or use her.
Yeah, exactly.
Put more heroes in it. But I like this first arc. I'm a big Mike McCone. Oh, and that also another pet peeve: the reinvention of Lobo. I don't even like Lobo, and I thought this was.
Oh, exactly. If Lobo's usually in a book, I'm usually walking right off, and even this was. Bleh.
Yeah. Well, I would if I'm going to read a Lobo, I want the right one. This is just him as a sex symbol kind of guy is stupid. Handsome biker. No, he's partially comedic. It should be tongue in cheek.
Exactly.
But I think the art in this is stellar. I always like Mike McCone. Always.
Yeah.
And I like his Hawkman. I like his Hawkman in this first arc.
Yep. Yeah. So Hawkman. He was part of the Justice League of America, which this kind of spun out of. So it was nice to kind of have that continuity from carry over.
Yeah. I don't know what I think about Supergirl's costume, I have a real problem with the codpiece panties.
It's a costume that I've gone back and forth on a lot. But yeah, the red panties is always kind of a you don't.
Yeah, since it's only on one spot, it's kind of like you're trying to draw my attention to what the fuck.
One thing I will say, the essentially MacGuffin of this series is a character they call Ultra the Multi-Alien, and I think this is the first time I've read anything with Ultra that isn't just him in the background for people to go, hey, nice.
Yeah, that's basically it. Is it a Doom Patrol villain?
I thought he was like an actual hero or something who only appeared in Strange Adventures.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. I like that. See, I like that. I really and I like Blith. Is it Blith or Bite?
Bite, yeah, who I know is a recurring
I like him
Hawkman.
as a villain because he's a fucking asshole. And
Yep.
it's just like, no, he knows he's evil. Like, whatever.
Just flipping through, I forgot they brought the Appalachians back for it early on.
Oh, the
like earth and water and wind and all that.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's a Justice League origin. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I do, but it's a good arc. It's good. But what do you think of the characterizations? I think they get Courtney okay.
Yeah.
She's the more confident one of everybody. You know what it is. So it's that Courtney who's driven to be the best hero she can be. And Animal Man's right. Ollie's a little off. A young Ollie. It just.
Yeah. Ollie and Animal Man, Lemire was trying to give them some good banter, but it just never clicked for me at all with those two. And it gets better as the series goes on, but it's still there's something.
Well, he's not the
one. Ollie needs a beard.
Yeah, and also he's supposed to be older, and this is supposed to be the beginning of a continuity in a way. And I don't know. I didn't read that Green Era. I read very little New 52. I just found most of it. I just wasn't engaged. And I wasn't reading it. I mean, there was good stuff in it I read, but it didn't make me. I do like, is this the annual in the back of my volume with Equinox on the cover? Or no? Hold on a second.
I think that's issue 5. Well, which, just notice, mine has that one issue, as the title say, Justice League Canada on it. All the others say Justice League United.
I love that. See, I don't mind it doesn't have the title on it. It just has that picture. I like this origin of her, or this day in the life of her. And I really like this artist. Who is it? It's not.
Let's see. Flipping through the Timothy Green II.
All right, I'd never heard of him, but I do like this issue.
But, yeah, I really do too. One thing I will say for the Adam Alana, I like them switching places is not the worst hiccup those two have ever had.
No, that's fine, but. I'm gonna ask you, of the two, who was the better Justice Leaguer in this series?
In this series, it was Alana.
It's not even close. She's really engaging. She's a real good character. He's just I feel about him the way other people feel about Nighthawk and the Defenders. You know,
in this series, yes.
Yes, but I don't feel that way in Nighthawk. I think Nighthawk just tries too hard. He's trying to be a good person, and he's just he's an awkward twat.
Yeah.
But he means well. He's just an awkward twat.
It does bug me again as an Adam Strange guy that this is the first time he was ever an official member. It took until 2014 for him to become a member.
Because he was an honorary member before?
Yeah, he was an honorary. He was nominated a couple of times, so he was never a full member until this.
Jesus Christ. But I like this one, and I really like the Alien Bar stuff, the Other Worlds. I love
the Wendigo thing. I really like.
Yeah, I liked. There's a page where it's got all the previous champions. She's facing them.
I really like that. And again, I think bring her back in JSA.
And see, this is her and Alana. You're you've got the two members there. You see, Lemire's doing what a good super team writer does. He starts to build a relationship between newer characters or different characters, and then that can drive. That can drive stories in the future. I'll do a story where Alana it's Alana centric. So her, the person who's going to ask her questions and have to do the, it's just. And the art, this guy could have done the whole damn series.
I do too, because I usually don't like my Martian Manhunter looking this weird with his head, but but under him it looks really good, and this was that Lemire definitely kind of course correcting Martian Manhunter after being like a part of like Stormwatch and shit like that, and it was just
I like that idea, but I just don't want to read.
It's a good idea, but not executed.
Yeah, I'm looking through. There's some nice variant covers in here. Where the fuck is that? Is that Terry Dot? Is that Moy? No, that's not Moy. And some Equinox sketches and character designs for people.
Ooh. See, that's the one thing I always do like in trades is when they include like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because it's like I like to see the creative process.
Well, so the next volume is in mine. This is volume 2. Is the Infinitus? Is that his name, Infinitus?
I thought it was Infinity Man, or is that?
Well, I think he is Infinity Man,
Man,
but I think his name is I can't fucking do it there. I got it once. I'm done.
Yeah.
The front of this has two future end comics set in the future. So
I did not read any of that.
Don't worry about it. You didn't miss much.
I'm sure I didn't.
But it's about 20% of this book. I mean, it was okay. The art was all right. That was a jump ahead they're trying to repeat New 52.
Mm-hmm.
And it just didn't work. But she's now an established hero. Equinox, Buddy's not a member. The Justice League lineup is... Cyborg, Vostok, Wally Flash, Dawnstar, Wildfire, and a guy named Stormguard, a black dude with a tattered American flag cape.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple of those names on the team would be cool.
Wildfire, too, I think.
Yeah, Wildfire, wait, you know what? We're going to get there when it comes to questions.
Yeah. So, now let's move on. So, the next arc is the Infinite arc, which is issues, 6 through 10? Is that
6 through 10 and the first annual.
And the first
annual. Only. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, only annual. Yeah.
I like this. The art was a little up and down for me. I don't think it's terrible. I just think it's up and down. Who's the artist on this issue?
Let's see. On the annual, it's Neil Edwards, and I do like his art throughout this one. He makes a lot of those retro boot costumes really work, which and I'm gonna do a retro boot reread probably in October. So, and I just kind of remember some of our artists there just could not make these Gary Frank costumes work.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So yeah, I like that this is Legion. I like its retro boot. I think that's the way you go with Legion. It's the only one that's going to work, and just get people to buy into it, write a good story. This is okay. I don't mind this as a Legion team-up story, because when they're not in big flying battle sequences, the lineup is pretty tight and consistent. My problem is... and the characters are great. I mean, I think Ollie's getting to be more Ollie-ish.
Yes.
Buddy's good. Alana's good. Equinox good. Martian Manhunter's amazing in this. I think he's great in this. And the Legion character's good. So this is in the retro boot. I own it all. I've not read it all because it kind of wasn't hitting me, and I want to read it I'm going to read it for the first time, I guess. But Brainy was leader. I remember that, and Dream, and of course, if Dream Girl takes his spot. It makes perfect sense. They get all this right.
Yeah.
But they know who Equinox is. I like that.
Yep. So just for continuity buffs, XS should be on this team. She's not, because Flash continuity was completely fouled up by Flashpoint. So she's not on this Legion lineup, even though she should be.
Oh my God. Well, there are other questions. So here's my thing is, whenever we're seeing them close up, like talking to the main characters, now we go to the first thing where they're flying, and you got this great lineup. And okay, is there anybody who should not be in this lineup? No, this one Gates, because at the end of Legion,
Three Worlds, yeah, he joined.
Okay.
So the one thing, and I'm going back when Paul Levitz his final run, he and Giffen kind of threw a temper tantrum and killed some boy off. He's here on this, and honestly, and it's White Witch and not Black Witch. This was coming after some stuff that happened during, it might have been John's, when they were doing Legion backups and Adventure, but Lemire definitely kind of hand waved some of the stuff that it's like, we don't need those barnacles.
Well,
Let's
see,
just
that's
make
what
it a lot
I think.
cleaner.
I think what I'm thinking is too is that these double page spreads, this one less so, are just for the throw shit in there for people to see and go, oh, you put them in.
Yeah.
I do like how the Infinity Man, these big 3 pages that tells all this shit. You know, you get the Legion double page spreads. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. But then you get the Infinitus stuff pages where they're actually fighting, and there's a lot of exposition, but there's actually, I like how they kind of tell you this story very quickly with a lot of exposition for other things.
Infinity Man or whatever, he's honestly one of my favorite Legion villains, and they only use him a couple of times, but every time they do it, I love it.
And it keeps him a threat.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. And they're here to get Ultra because they think Ultra's
Ultra will somehow become Infinity Man and cause the death of the universe and all that. So
yeah, Ultra the multi-alien will become Infinitus.
Yep. And honestly, it's like if you're gonna have 2 teams, fight for a little bit, that kind of makes sense. Like it's a decent.
I think you're right. These 2 teams should fight, and I think Lemire sees what John sees because the Legion, folks, spoilers. If you haven't read Justice Society 11, me and Kirby are going to talk about this moment. That at the end of the arc, to kind of clear a path, I don't know if this was planned, but it clears a path for Lemire to just pick up where everything left off. And I posted something about, it's not a reboot, it's a continuation because he's using some of the characters, other characters. But that in the 30th century, there is a Justice Society. And Impulse is on it, wearing Jay's helmet.
Oh yeah, XS is wearing Jay's helmet.
His helmet, I like it.
Yeah.
Solomon Grundy's there. They have a version of Wildcat. I don't think it's Yolanda. I think it's a future version.
Yeah, I can't.
And Helena goes there, so you can write this Helena out of the wrong timeline and send her there, and then you can say all of it happened. Everybody be happy. It's and. Who else is? Oh, we got to see the Green Lantern of the 31st century. We got to see the Atom Smasher of the 31st century and the 4-armed Dr. Fate. No, it's a different alien Dr. Fate. And it's there's a Justice Society in the 31st century. I think that's great.
I'm fine with that.
I've always liked that connection between Legion and Justice Society because I like Mordru. I love that first arc of Justice Society where Mordru was the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, a younger Mordru would fight.
Yeah.
He's ancient. He's fought the Justice Society. You could have him fight the Justice League. You could have him fight the New Gods. You could have him throughout time fight anybody. He does not have to be 30th century.
And I actually first met Mordru when I was in high school reading old JSA trades. From a library, so I always actually thought of Mordru as a JSA villain first, and then I found out he came in from Legion.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, okay, that makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, and then Bias is in it once we get to the next issue. Because this, how does this one end? I mean, Hawkman's back from the dead, and he's been brainwashed, of course.
They're fighting the Cadre, who I know are Justice League villains. I don't know if I've ever read a story with them in it.
I don't think I have either. If I did, I don't remember it. It was probably Justice League International or something after that.
No, it definitely wasn't that. It might have been Detroit era.
It might be Detroit era. I like some of the character designs, though.
Oh, yeah, no, they're cool designs, and that's why I know I've seen them in the background of, villain group shots.
Yeah. But I like that, and then that's a great end page. Ooh. I think it's the cover first. 8 would be 7 or 8, where it's Supergirl's holding the baby, and I don't know who did the art. It's a nice cover.
Oh, I don't know if I have, because my issue for Volume 8 is this Flash 75 years, where it's a classic Adam Strange and Flash fighting something. So I'll take it.
That's nice. I like that.
Yeah, I'll send a picture to put up online later.
I like it. They got Alana, and Alana's watching over. It's not Alana. I'm sorry. That's Equinox. Oh, we get floating heads on.
Yeah, we get floating heads throughout the rest of this arc, and I love it.
I do too. Ultra. I like that she's, and then but it's Mon-El, Brainiac 5, Saturn Girl, Phantom Girl, Shrike, Overmaster. That sounds like a porn thing. Shatterfist, also a porn
name.
Black Mass. I'm not gonna leave that one alone. And Nightfall. I like this. It was fun. He looks like Buona Beast at the bottom. Shatterfist.
Oh yeah, he really does, doesn't he?
I'm for a second when did Buona Beast get in this comic? I've thought about doing episodes like dedicated to an episode of the Brave and the Bold cartoon from a few years ago.
Oh yeah, that's
Buona Beast is in a lot.
That is the best Buona Beast you will ever get in any medium ever.
Oh my God! I've been rewatching Justice League Unlimited, and I got up to the one where Booster Gold is like he's just on crowd control, and then he gets drawn into another adventure. I like that. Made me laugh the whole time.
Oh, that's a great episode.
But I like this battle in the Arctic with the bad guys. Baeth is a badass bad guy. This is so self-contained because he's the bad guy through most of it, right?
Yeah.
It all ties up to him.
Because he was in the first arc and he was carrying through into the second, being the main instigator of this whole problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hawkman, Green Arrow fighting. Really cool uses of Animal Man throughout. Like this issue's mostly fighting, and then was it? You see, Brainiac 5 goes, you see Martian Manhunter, the Legion has its own away team, already trapped in this time period. I've rallied them. I've called them in the Legion Lost. And you see Wildfire front and center with Dawnstar, Tyrock, Chameleon Girl, Gates, Timberwolf, and Tellus all in the back.
That I loved.
Yes.
That book was the one I was more intrigued by during some of the reboot era because you got Tyrock and he's a leader? What the? Oh, okay. Because he was always used badly by white people, right?
Yeah.
No one. I mean, his origin's iffy. You and me talked about this. It's like, really? Why couldn't he just been a black guy from Earth?
Yeah, but it was like even during I want to say, and again, I'll maybe be proven wrong, but it's like Levitz actually used him that way, like the best way to use him. After not using him during his initial run.
Well, I don't think he knew. I think he was just, I don't know what to do with this character. Because unless I rewrite the origin, because I think the origin hampers you. The Brigadier Doom's bit. Why?
Yeah.
Is that where all the black people went in the future? Is that how they solved the problem? You put them on a magical island to get rid of them? What were you cracker fuckers? I mean, that really was. It was.
It's bad.
It's bad.
It was
real bad when it was written. It's like someone goes, did you not think about that? No, of course they didn't. But I do. We get floating heads again. Does Tyrock always have the goggles?
No, I think that was they did redesign him during the retro boot because we're not gonna keep like Mike Grell's trolling costume.
Well, no, I got that, but I didn't remember that
I don't remember the goggles either, but
I think it's added here or maybe at the end. But
Neil Edwards still penciling, and
it's getting better.
Growing. Yeah, and Ollie's finally growing his beard back. Good.
Yes, he's.
Ollie needs a beard.
Yeah. So I like that they've got these two teams together. I mean, it's cool. What do you think about this Hawkman costume?
It's not my favorite Hawk. It's not bad, but it's just not my favorite.
There's not. I hate to say it. There's not enough skin. It's supposed to be beefcake.
Yeah, like Hawkman. Yes, I agree, but. A lot of the bad costume design choices here, the bad ones are because of New 52 and Hawkman, and to an extent Green Arrow suffer from it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I like this, the Baeth and Martian Manhunter trying to, fighting over Ultra.
Yep.
What do you think of this wildfire costume?
It is, again, it's not bad. It's not my favorite because it's going to go Cockrum, Then the one that was in when John's brought them back, where it's all filled with like Kirby crackle and stuff, and it's red and yellow. I really like that one. And then probably the post 0 hour version. Then this.
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hard to. The Cochran one's hard to beat.
It really is.
Well, these couple of them flying through space. This is really action packed. Damn, I enjoyed the heck out of it. Yeah. Oh god, that Hawkman costume gets really bad by the time it's on the cover, where he's got a mask like Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then.
Oh, sorry. I do forgot that they give some of the Leaguers the Legion flight rings to help them go through space, which is really nice.
Yeah. I like how we cut to in this one. It's got a Hawkman cover, but it's Dreamy remembering how important the Legion are on their Earth, and she dreams of them all being dead. And this is a great double page spread with all the. I love the floating head of Bouncing Boy.
Oh, let's see. Where's the bouncing? Yep, there it is. I see it. Yep. Right. And then I also like they just drew Quizlet there. Because you can't really do a headshot of Quizlet. I like Quizlet. I do too. I do too. I like Sensor. I like Projector better, and that Sensor. I think that Sensor Girl costume is really good. It's really. Oh, one thing I did notice when I was reading through it was originally going to be a 5-parter. Then they bumped it up to 6. I'm fine with that. By this point, it's earned being an extra issue longer. Oh no, I don't think it's padded because it's moving. Yeah. So exactly, okay, more flying people in different costumes. So we're gonna do the Starman. Okay, that's right. Then we've got, oh my God, we have to go back and there's an Element Lad is in Alchemist's costume, but with his coloring. There's Andromeda. There is who's the dude in the blue and the red? This is what bugs me. You're just drawing fucking people in. Yeah. Or are these versions in that universe of Monstrous and Kinetic and That's how I would do it. But Kinetics was killed during Legion of Three Worlds and absorbed into Mordru. Then Barrow. They're just drawing them in the fucking background. It's lazy. And it's like I would be down with it if they just established these are just this Earth's version of them, but that's going to get way too complicated, way too quick. But it's like, I kind of like it, and if you were to pick up the Legion, just pick up from here, where it's like, these are just this Earth's Legion version of them, and just go. But yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, but there's ones that just can't be. Why put him in Alchemist's costume? Yep. That's not, see, this is my thing with, I like DNA's Legion just because it's different. It's not something I want to go back and reread. I have read it and works, but I have real problems with what they do. And when people go, "Who's your favorite Legionary?" and I have to say it, it's always Element Lad up through Magic up through 5 years later. Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't care about Alchemist. He's not really Element Lad. He's written like Element Lad in Legionnaires when it's the fun, happy, shiny book. But they make him the tragic character. I don't care. Someone's got to pay that price. I think I would have rather you killed off a bigger hero than Monstrous. Yeah. But Monstrous was lazy. She was a good character. But you could, you could kill him off and bring him back because you're going to do cloning. You're going to do transfer of minds into, and then it could have been at Lightning Lad could have been the one that died, but somehow wherever they at was, they able to. Because that was even dumber. Oh, a Lightning Lad's is in. And it's like, we have a story for this, but we're gonna sit on it for like 2.5 years, and then we still didn't get to it. Oh God, yeah. But overall, this is a really good Legion story. Even though they are the second, my God, they're really the main characters in this one. Yeah, this is more of a backdoor pilot to bring, because I think Justice League 3000 was going on at this point, which is something I want to read. I've heard nothing but nice things about it. Same here. But it's, yes. Yeah. Oh shit, there's X. I don't know. Again, this goes to they're just drawing people in because there's XS on the double page spread where you got a Dream Girlfriend center with Element Lad wearing a Green Lantern ring. That's what it looks like. Farrah. I will say I always do like.
Is that in the last issue?
It's in issue 8. So it'll.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Who's wearing the Green Lantern ring?
It looks like maybe it's they corrected, but in my version, it looks like Element Lad is wearing a Green Lantern ring. I think it's just a miscoloring.
Oh, because there's green stuff going on. But see, that looks like his costume. And earlier in this series, he's wearing his pink and the white interlace.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I want a pink T-shirt, a bubblegum pink T-shirt with an interlace. But I think this works really well. I was actually, now that we're talking about it, I mean, it's a little hodgepodgey, and my pet peeves are peeves. You know what I mean? They're not, I think, God, he's wearing that fucking costume. God damn it. Ugh. That's now pissing me off. Fuck. Oh, I see why it spells E. It's 2 slashes. Whatever. Put him in the fucking right costume. Sorry. Get off of my lawn. Get off of my lawn.
You're gonna get extra sod to make a lawn and tell those kids to get off it.
No shit. I mean, it's just this guy's art's getting better.
Yep. Oh, we get even. This might be the most headshots I've ever seen in one comic.
Oh fuck yeah, that's too many, man. It's a little.
In issue 9. They can't even put the names down.
Oh God, it's on 2C. It's in the seam. Oh Jesus, man, I hadn't noticed. It's everybody. Come on, man, I want to see if everybody. Let's see. Quizlet, are you in this one? Yep. Starman with the beard.
Yep. Block, we got them. Let's see.
Wow.
Let's see. I think you got the full Legion roster and the Justice League United all on here.
Okay, God, I'm gonna have to pull that up digitally and look at it because I've got the book in my hand. I'm glad I read this. I mean, I'm glad we're talking about it because this is something you would have talked to somebody going to the comic shop every week, and you run into your friend. I would run into regulars or friends, and they go, "Oh, did you read last month? Yeah, God, that was good." That or like, what the fuck? What was that car accident?
Yep. Okay, so there's one thing that does bug me. It's bouncing. Animal Man goes, "Bouncing boy, really?" And then Chuck just lays waste to these to 1, 2, 3, 4, just knocks out 7 of Infinity Man's demon size fight and goes, "Yeah, really?" I'm like, okay, that's a good Chuck moment. I like a good Chuck moment.
And Buddy's like, sorry, dude. Oops, I'm an asshole. That look you have in your face where you go, oh, fuck, I fucked up.
Yep. Wildfire gets destroyed. That happens.
Yeah, it always happens.
Oh, yeah. You can make a drinking game out of how many times his costume gets blown up.
Gates gets to do something. I like Gates.
I do, too.
I think he's a good character. He's got a good power. He's got a nice power set.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my favorite new lineup issues was that one, which was Sensor Girl, Tellus, Quizlet,
Timberwolf.
No.
Wait, are we talking 0 Hour or?
No. This was
during Legion Loss.
No, this is like when Quizlet and Tellus joined. They were in the same class with Polar Boy.
Yes.
And that Gates, they started going more alien because I love Blanc. I was chatting with somebody online. It's like as much as I love older ones, I really love Levitt Giffen from basically when Broderick comes in as artist, like right there. Yep. That where Great Darkness starts all the way through the Magic War is overall.
That's perfect.
It's really good Legion, and Block is Paul starts using Block a lot. He starts using different people. And my core group of some of my Legionnaires is, so I could only have 5 or 6. It would be Element Lad, Jacques, White Witch, Blanc.
Yeah, those are all
Dream
good.
Girl.
Okay, yeah.
I'll go 7. So we'll go. I like 7 as a superhero team member. Dream Girl. Did I say Sensor Girl?
No.
Sensor Girl. And actually, that year is Timberwolf.
Okay.
Because you could have him and Block hanging out because they're definitely Blue and
Yeah, no.
Gold and
Yeah.
Beast and Wonder Man. They are
Yep.
real. That when Levitz paired them together, I was like, chef kiss, dude. You got it. You saw
Yep.
something because see that's what I like about the Levitz Gifford era because and why I like this Chris Shooter era
Yep.
a lot because it's you put in. They have boyfriends, girlfriends. They have, I liked it. This is a close. I mean, I want to read. I think I need to kind of find a reading order list for Legion Lost. Where does those adventure comics go? So I can do a reread of that with Legion Academy.
Yeah, like I said, I will find that and put it together, Ross, because I've been kind of itching to do that too.
Dude, let me know because I might in October read it because it's a Legion I'm not that familiar with. Unless, I haven't read all of the reboot. Not reboot, the 3-boot.
I read that over a weekend. Jim held my hand through it. There's good stuff in there.
I'm not worried about. I've only done the first 2 arcs. I'm not worried. I got like the Supergirl stuff. I'm okay.
That's good.
I think that's good. It's after she leaves and Shooter comes back and fucking just shits his pants.
Yeah, no. Shooter has one good issue. He does a tryout issue. That is the only decent issue in his whole run.
Gail Simone tries to bail it out and can't fix it, right?
No, that was before. She was at the tail end of the. She took her after DNA, but before the 3-boot. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So she got the leftovers in a run that was already been pronounced dead.
Pretty much. And it's like you could have just let her. It was a fun little arc she did. You could have let her run with it.
I need to kind of get. I mean, I don't want to pause. I'm kind of pausing. I don't do my reread of the Legion as much, and it's like I'm now kind of bogged down. I talked to Jimbo about coming on and doing 199 and 203.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, we'll figure it out." But I really haven't read any Levitz Giffen in a long, long time, maybe a decade. So, but I didn't mind this. It all ends up good. You give White Witch something to do. She gets a whole page.
Yep. Oh, let's see. Let's see. For me, for 7, real quick, Wildfire, Dawnstar, Projectra. Will you let me have XS even though she's a reboot character?
No, I have no problem with that. It's the Allen family. They fuck up the timeline all the fucking time. Don't worry about it. You just say it's a fuck up. She's an alternate reality one.
Yep. Okay. I'm also gonna put Projectra on there. Karate Kid, and I'll throw Quizlet on there.
That's cool. I liked Quizlet. He was a perfect character for Greg LaRocque and Stephen Light to draw.
Yep.
Because that's the other thing about the Levin Giffords Legion. The stuff with LaRocque and Light are just as good.
Yeah. Oh my god. Like Lytle.
It's what is that, like a decade of comics?
Yeah, it's like because it like that the Baxter run ends in like 89.
It's like a 7 or 8 year run.
Yeah.
Because I was in high school when it started. So, and there's also that 12 issues that goes. I like that 12 issues of Tales of the Legion.
Yeah, I think it's underrated, but it's like never been reprinted.
And where would it be reprinted?
It's like you would have to put it in between the individual issues of the Baxter, but that fucks up the narrative flow of that initial Baxter story.
Do you think it's like Legion Tales of Legion Tales of Legion Tales of? Is that when it takes place? Because the Titans one, it doesn't. The Titan one, you have to read the entire Tales of the Titan.
Yeah, because like they definitely say like, oh, the Legion is over here, but the Tales of is taking place like in between, but there's no way to read it without screwing up either story.
Fuck. That is something that's going to go into an Omni they're going to decide where it goes.
They couldn't even get the Secret Six right, but
whatever. You know what? They can fix it. I will forgive them when they put out Birds of Prey Volume 1.
Yep.
And don't do it by creator. Don't make it by who is it? Dixon then Simone?
I think that's right. Yeah. You can just start with Simone.
Jeez, I'm ordering enough Chuck Dixon. He's probably someone I wouldn't want to sit down and have a cup of coffee with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. No. Because we could talk about. He's a military head. He's like Hama. But I could talk. I could.
He's not someone you're going to be at Thanksgiving dinner with.
Well, no, I could talk about stuff that I probably is liberal. I am a very liberal person, but I grew up, I'm a little bit of a hawk. I'm more like, when it comes to intervention, I'm I'm not as bad as Bill Clinton, but I would definitely be a little, you know,
Yeah,
I'd be a little like Obama. People go, why are you doing that? Because they're bad people that blow up people, so we're blowing up before they are too. I'm doing this because you don't have to. You know, strategic
Yes.
fuck ups. But I like this. This is a good Legion. I think they capture it. I think overall the art is. I think I'm so spoiled that the Legion deserves the best. We've just talked about 3 artists in a row, where for almost a decade it had 3 really good, and they all went on to do. I mean, LaRocque went on to do Flash, a long run on Flash, good run on Flash.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Lytle went and did. He didn't do as much, but he still went off and did a boat ton of covers.
Oh God, yeah.
That there's a what is it? It was. Is it a Justice League that has that Golden Age Flash cover that Lytle drew?
Ooh.
Oh, it's one of these. It's a Justice. Yeah, it's one of the alternate ones. Is it in here? Is it an alternate cover of one of these?
Oh, while you're looking for that real quick, I just want to say it's an easy bump up to the new character, but saying like Dawnstar's a huge fan of Equinox, and I'm like, yeah. You want to sell me on the character? Say Dawnstar's is a huge fan of her. I like it.
I like that. I think they should bring her back. So
I really do.
I mean, it had a good end. It left with a cliffhanger, and did anyone pick it up? Who knows?
Then you know what, folks? These 10 issues and the annual of Justice League United are great comics. You should absolutely go out and find them either in back issues or trades. And there was not the back third, which.
Well, you think that? I mean, I like this overall.
Yeah. So overall, I think this is a good. Is the Infinity Man story or Infinitus is really good story, really good. You know, it's a good example of a crossover between 2 teams.
With a large villain and then the side villain in the background who's stirring the pot.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like the stuff with Blythe and Supergirl and Martian Manhunter.
It's really good, and again, it's Lemire using a kind of a character who only kind of matters to Hawkman, but makes him a threat to 2 teams. So
yeah. So do you have the Darwin Cook cover?
No, I don't.
Oh, you know which one I'm talking about?
No.
Oh shit! Hold on.
So, and this isn't to start the conversation for the last 6 issues, but all of my covers are Tony Harris ones.
Let me see.
What,
the last 6? Mine. Oh, see, here's the thing: is I don't have 11 through that because it's not in a trade. I only read through Infinitus. Oh my goodness, I got more to read.
Yeah.
Is it any good?
No. Okay, so here's my lightning round. So here's the clearly editorial hammer got hit hard because in one line, Martian Manhunter.
Those.
Yeah, Martian Manhunter, Supergirl, and Green Arrow are all written out, and then Travel Foreman takes over as the artist for 3 of the last 6 issues, and it is dog shit art. It is the worst of take bad manga art and bad Jay Lee knockoff, and that is what you get throughout. And they try to make it this weird, a Defenders run, which is cool in theory, but it is just disjointed as all hell. If you have a team made up of, Equinox, Swamp Thing, Etrigan, and Mera, and I don't care, that is a big problem. And it's still Lemire, it's Jeff Parker writing, not Jeff Lemire. And I like Parker
that's
too.
why I didn't get it. I like Jeff Parker.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Now,
is it terrible writing? But that's...
So that's weird, because after 2 issues of that, then it's still Parker, but then it's Paul Pelletier in its gorgeous art where a team of the Justice League is fighting there's a big story with Vandal Savage and all of the DC war heroes. So you get Sergeant Rock, you get the Unknown Soldier, you get the Creature Commandos, you get G.I. Robot. Because they recruited Robot Man and Steel for this story. And these 3 issues are really fun. and really good, and then you're back. And again, this is without me just going issue by issue, but it's kind of like War Games from Doctor Who, but with DC characters, and I'm like, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Oh my goodness!
And then it's just one last issue as it limps along into cancellation, and again by Foreman, and it sucks. It just
I may
plain
have to
old
read
sucks.
those no matter how bad they are, just so I can
Yeah.
say, hold on, I'm looking them up on the app while you're talking.
Oh, they even brought OMAC. Let's see, Enemy Ace and OMAC. Okay. Definitely read the ones by Parker and Pelletier. They're
Pelletier is one of my favorite comic artists. I think I love it. Why I don't know why he's not on a book.
yeah. So 13, 14, and 15. Definitely read those. Those
So
were a lot of
there's
fun.
this DC sneak peek, Justice League United 1, Parker Foreman. What the fuck is that?
I don't know, but if it's Foreman, I say stay away. Stay away like the plague.
No. It is Foreman. What's wrong with that girl? Looks like she's shitting her pants. She's got. What's with their faces?
I don't know. That's the thing is,
Swamp Thing. His Swamp Thing and his Demon I like.
Yeah, like those are
What
fine.
Is this the guy that drew Lemire's Animal Man?
I thought Lemire drew. Well, let me check. So we're talking for. All right. So do Foreman.
Oh, it's setting it up is that it's basically the same setup that we're doing that they're doing coming up in All In, which is the Justice League is giant and all these other people can be members.
Yeah, so like I said,
so that's what that was. That was just it must have been a backup in something. These are nice Tony Harris covers though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Tony Harris covers are nice, and yeah, it looks like Foreman. He did a couple issues of Animal Man. He was not on Animal Man for long though. Oh God! But no, he did not draw the Immortal. That what the hell? David Aja. What? Okay, it's saying he drew something in the Immortal Iron Fist series. I don't remember that because I don't remember it being this awful. That is, there must have been some backups or something I'm not remembering.
All right, yeah.
Because a lot of again, I'm just glancing through Mike's Amazing World, and yeah, there's a bunch of shit in there that you could not pay me to care about.
Well, I like this lineup in the first story in issue 11, which is Swamp Thing, Demon, Equinox, Poison Ivy, and Mira.
Yeah, so it's like it would be a great run. It just felt disjointed, and I just don't care. The art. I'm trying to think of good art cannot save a bad story.
Okay.
And bad art can hurt a good story.
Yeah. So I'm going to give this a try because it's Jeff Parker, and I normally really like his. And I'm liking some of it. I'm not hating the art. I'm not loving it, though. I kind of like some... I don't know. It's going to have to connect with me. Because this is weird.
Yeah, like I said, the Paul Pelletier issues, definitely give those a shot. And I guess if you're... Yeah. But especially the last issue, I don't know what the hell Travel Foreman was thinking, because this is unprofessional.
Well, this Paul Pelletier looks different with these inks.
Oh, let's see. I don't remember who was inking that.
Yeah, I don't dislike it, but it's got a guy named Rob Hunter, and it makes it look a little more John Buscemi or Neil Adamsy than his art normally does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I can definitely see that.
I kind of like that. What the hell? Is that Robot Man? Oh, that's Robot Man blocking the show.
Yeah. So they got Robot Man. They have Barbara Gordon. They have a weird steel costume. I don't know what's going on with that.
Oh, it's fucking terrible. That's a fucking terrible costume. Alana's in it at least.
Yeah. Like I said, I like those three issues drawn by Pelletier. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's a nice end of the Army at War with. Now that looks like a Pelletier stand. I love his shit. I'd absolutely love his stuff. I think it's amazing. Oh, good God. Oh, that's okay. All right, I'm going to have to try these. All right. But, hey, overall, I like the first two arcs. I think they're fine. I like them more than I thought I did. My big pet peeves were just peeves. Like, don't put characters in it. Don't belong. Make a choice. Don't try to. Don't. This is my problem with when you guys fucked up continuity so bad. You're trying to make everybody happy at once. You can't. make a choice, your Legion, and it gets worse after this. This is where they could have saved it.
Yep. But instead,
in the retro
they
boot,
didn't.
Yeah, they just needed to stabilize. They kept trying to they wanted to capture the fire of that Levitt Skiffin run, and
but
I just think they've made bad choices. And I think hey, Brian Mendes Bendis sells a lot of comics. We'll try it. I mean, saying no to Hickman. What? Hickman's built for the. I would give him a shot at it.
Yep.
Couldn't fuck it up any worse.
Nope.
I think he'd write something better than pretty much everything that except for like the meat of Legion and Legionnaires.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get Abnett and Lamming, that's another one. That could have been a retro boot. And I also think that you want to fix it. And this is why don't you have all these other Earths and just decide that, oh, wait a minute, you mean I'm not wait a minute, the Legion Super Warrior is going to is on another fucking Earth. He can't travel through time. He's breaking through the dimensional barrier. So you could have them all and still have a Superboy.
Yep.
Like it could be, so say the original Legion is the Earth 1, or what they call Earth Prime now, Earth Prime.
Yeah.
Legion. Except Superman goes there and goes, I wasn't Superboy, but you came and joined us. He goes, it wasn't me, and it wasn't my kid, and it wasn't Connell. Oh crap. That's the Superboy from Earth 2. Something like that. It's anything. And then you could just bring back anybody. And you could have the ones. Or you can start where Legion of Three Worlds stopped. John's and Frank's gave you. No, John. That's Perez. Johns and Perez gave you. You're out.
Yeah.
That the reboot is Earth 2. Was that what they inferred, isn't it?
It was like, I think they said Earth 247 or something like that.
Okay, it was another one.
But regardless, your point's right.
The original Legion could step forward and be the new Legion with Chameleon Girl, Night Woman, and then Impulse and Gates stay with them.
Yeah.
And then you're fine. And then you can I don't know the history of Giffen and Levitt's having the. I know the book went down after they killed off Sunboy, and it was different. And Giffen left. It was
canceled like 3 issues later. Yeah.
Yeah. And I loved his art in it. I did. It was bombastic and large and loud. And if you're gonna do something that big, do it. And I don't mind killing a fucking character off.
Especially if it's Sunboy.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Did someone miss him? I don't understand that one. I like Dirk, but Dirk's a dick. And he's just that buddy that's like that. And he does it because he's, his dad got killed and blah, blah, blah. The evil scientists give him superpowers. But, he's not one of my favorites. He does have a really good costume, though.
He has one of the best costumes.
Yeah.
I will give him that.
Some of his later costumes Kiffin did a couple okay ones.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. It's not work at least, but yeah, I enjoyed them, and I thought it's worth the read. I'll have to. They may not have collected the other one. They might have not done that.
They might not have. You might.
Because I've got mine are hardcovers. Mine are 2 hardcovers.
Yeah.
I got them for like $20. That's what they're worth. All right. So, hey, got any recommendations, Kirby?
Okay, so I have been on vacation this week, and I've been doing a lot of day trips. So while driving around, I've been listening to Marvel: The Untold Story. That is written by. I should have absolutely pulled this up. Sorry about that, folks. Come on, just give it. By Sean Howe. Marvel Comics: The Untold Story by Sean Howe. This covers a lot of the Marvel history, beginning with when it was Timely and Stanley was 18, and just kind of going through the trials and tribulations up until about 2010, 2011. My big issues with it are, and I think I can't remember if you were talking with this with Rich on your show or his show, where Jim Shooter's a very controversial figure. He's a very complicated man. I think this book demonizes him very much.
Yeah.
Yeah. It also is Stan Lee comes across as a massive egotist and a tool, and they try to paint him in the more positive than Jack and Ditko. And
Well, I can see
I'm
the Ditko one.
that, yeah, Steve Ditko, sure, but it's like you're saying all this positive stuff about Stan, but it's what he's saying is not positive. It's real, yeah. And one thing for me that I notice is like, and this would be a lot of he said, she said, but a lot of the personality conflicts between Englehart, Ween, Thomas, Conway. I also know, like, weren't those guys roommates at the time?
Yeah,
too?
they knew each other. They all came at the same time.
They
all slept on each other's sofas, hung out. They worked together. They all, Steve's the only one who wasn't an editor.
Yeah.
Steve probably got mad. He always got mad at it. I think anybody gets mad at editors, and they say no to stuff, and he walked off DC because they wouldn't let him do with Manus. He came back and he wanted to do something with Manus, and then it's just what did you think of his? I think I'd like to read that book one day, but I also know that there's more to Stan than the annoying shit and the shit he did. He was one of the great. There was no better showman and voice for comics as an art form and as a business. That it could be a business and everybody could make money, but and he butted heads with the people that worked for him. But when he was publisher, but I mean, if Jack had issues once, I mean, I think for Marvel, I hope they treat those years between Jack and Shooter like sometimes it's a boat without a captain.
Yeah,
they go through editors like tissue paper.
Yeah, and they do talk about that a lot, where it's like at one point, I can't remember exactly, but let's just say Ween was editor of the color stuff, and Wolfman was of all the black and white and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so they talk about
but Wolfman was Wolfman ever editor in chief? Len was, Archie was.
Yeah,
but
I think
would go
Wolfman
through
was
them, man,
briefly,
because none of them. The thing that people bitch about Shooter and Lee is they also are having to pick stories to sell books. I'll go create a new this, do that, because that's what you do. Come up, oh no, why can't we do the same? We can't do the same thing. People will get bored. We need to be doing new things. We need to do this. We need to do that. And it's just like, Lee, it was like, make sure continuity's good. Make sure that the characters we get a lot of letters about gets another slot. He's paying attention to that. And so is Roy to some extent. I think Jerry Conway was editor-in-chief for maybe a half a second.
Yeah. And like, oh wait, no, I don't think.
I don't think he was. No, he never was. No, he went to DC.
Yeah, because I think he was like basically, he was in line for it, but they passed over him because of, other side. Like, look, if Conway is going to be editor, we're all quitting. We cannot deal with like this pimply 20-year-old being editor.
Jesus, well, he's still editing now, but he wasn't. I don't think he was. He may have edited his own stuff, but he went to DC and created Firestorm and a whole bunch of really good time. Did a good run on Justice League. I don't know. I'd have to check it out because there's a lot of that he said, she said. I think, there's some shit, well, he ripped off Jack. No, Timely ripped off Jack. The company ripped him off, not Stan. No, Stan was like, Jack got, and DC didn't help him. I'm reading that stuff. I had read that Mark Avenger introduction to New Gods. And that, he got to DC and it had been sold, and the new leadership said, we don't even know who you are. You're going to get just the highest pay rate, but it's just the page rate. This is what we pay. Who are you? We don't care, any of you. No one's heard of any of you in the real, and they're going to, probably, we bought this company. No one on the street knows who you are. So there's no reason, and their names aren't on the covers. That's not for another 25 years.
Yeah, when did that start?
Late 90s.
So in the 80s?
Late 80s or early 90s, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, after Crisis. Okay. No, Crisis had it on the cover. So maybe around Crisis era. And then, because then there was this, in the comic shops, in that little bubble universe, they were famous.
Oh, right.
Well, people know Stan Lee. The real world, the bulk of the population, they don't know Jack.
Nope.
Because he was gone.
Which is
he was
real
dead.
unfortunate.
He was dead.
Yeah.
I mean, when movies came out fantastic, they'd interview both of them, But it's just not like these are big names. And people, you ask Marvel, people are going to say Kevin Feige.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's just the nature of the beast. Yeah, I get it. It's,
Yeah.
but I'd like to hear that. That sounds like good. Who's reading it? Just some generic person?
I can't remember the narrator's name. And he pronounced like Valkyrie when he talks to Defenders briefly, really weird. And
Valkyrie?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
No, it's Valkyrie, not Valk.
Yeah. Yeah, he pronounced it very weirdly, and overall, I would say definitely give it either a read or listen to the audiobook version. Either way, you're going to get a good thing. And Ross, you being more knowledgeable than I of like,
does it talk about when Ellen Barkin's husband almost destroyed the company?
Yes, like they cover the '90s. They cover.
Yeah. Did you know that the actress Ellen Barkin's husband is that dude
Yes.
who fucked it up?
Yeah.
God damn, that was an idiot time when it came to companies. They were all doing this shit.
Oh,
Marvel
God.
almost killed itself a bunch of times.
The times of like Valiant Comics, like some of the behind the scenes shit that went on there is just.
Well, Shooterman's a hard editor to work for, man. He understand. That's my thing is. There have been waves in comics where the artist, the penciler becomes more important, and I think comics suffer for it. I think it should be both. They should be equal.
Mm-hmm.
They should be partners in it. And the writer and the artist should be. I think some of the best stuff is Lee Kirby, Claremont Byrne, you know, other ones, Wolfman Press. You know, these guys that sustained good runs. Levitz Giffen. Levitz is really good with his artists. Like, what do you want to do? Yeah, so it's doable, but you have to have good editors. Mike Carlin's a good editor, but not a very nice person. Julie Schwartz is a good editor, not as nice as people think you are. You know, more
Karen Berger.
Karen Berger is a genius.
Yeah.
She basically created an entire comic company and got shit canned. Like, you just we fired her because you're paying her too much, you think, and her shit sells probably more consistently on the reprinted trade market than a lot of superhero shit.
Mm-hmm.
You're
never going to see Swamp Thing or Sandman ever out of print.
Well, you're never. Well, maybe now with Gaiman, he's in a bunch of trouble.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to read it. You know, I just think he fucked up. I've been thinking with my new tablet, I'm very like, okay, I can read a lot of this on the pad. So I do recommend the DC app and paying for all of it because there's a lot of stuff in it. And the Marvel pretty much gives you everything they're going to give you on theirs. And it's well worth it. I mean, I went back and I read, I can read all the Terrifics. I read a bunch of it last week. I'll read these last 8. They look I like Jeff Parker though, so I hope I like the story and I can just forgive the bad art. But I got that. I'm gonna still get Omnis. I'm still gonna do it. I'm gonna buy the X-Men Omnis for my Kindle, so I don't have to pay the big money for them. And I want to do a big X-Men reread in the next couple of years. But I like these. My recommendation right now would be the Manhunter, the Marco and Dreco. Early 2000s. I've got the first 4 trades. Didn't realize I didn't have all of it, the last 8 issues, but they're on the app, so I can read them.
There you go.
I cannot recommend. It's one of the great legacy books. It is absolutely. It's like Secret Six. It's got that kind of love I have for that Secret Six, Suicide Squad. There's sides comics that are just the early 2000s at DC was really fucking good.
Yeah, I remember it being a big deal when I was kind of really starting to get into it, and I just never was able to find it anywhere because I was mostly at bookstores aren't going to carry Manhunter.
No, it's something if you can find them. They're not that expensive. But do you have that? Have you ever read it?
No, I never have, and it's one of those I need. Yeah. Add it to the Ross list.
Oh my God, dude, it's really fucking good. It is so good. I'm gonna probably finish up volume 3, whatever one I'm on. Yeah, I think it's 3. I'm gonna probably knock that out today and tomorrow. So, all right, folks. Hey, thanks for listening. Thank you, Kirby, for coming on. Thanks for reading this and kind of pushing me to do it. I'm glad I did. It was fun. It was nice to have a good Legion story that didn't make me want to spit. So I appreciate that. And folks, as always, be safe, be smart, please be kind to one another, and go read some Jeff Lemire comics. Read Sweet Tooth or Fireflies. It's not Fireflies. It's something else.
Read his Animal Man.
Yeah, I bought it. I got it, but I want to read Morrison's first. I think I need to read Morrison's first.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, folks. Thank you.
Goodbye.